I wanted to show you this instrument I made, and it's a musical instrument, so I'll play it for you in a few minutes. But first I want to talk about it because it's one of the first things I made that actually worked based on two different concepts. One was learning how to create sound electronically, and the other one was controlling the sounds that you make electronically. And doing that DIY. So all this is just electronics that I cobbled together myself and used a soldering iron and made it. I made the box too. So the oscillators are based on what I learned from watching Look Mum No Computers videos, and the controller was made by was based on Quincas Moreira's videos. And the controller is this neat little idea. It's a touch plate. So the idea is that you make the connection between two wires yourself, compared to on a keyboard, which makes the connections by you touch a key and two little points do that. So with a touch plate, you expose the wires and you touch them with your fingers. So it's supposed to be a more hands-on experience, but as I learned, it's not that great. It doesn't make, you don't have that much control, and after a while it just becomes kind of like a drone. So this is just a drone machine. So when I play it, I'm just warning you, it will be about 10 minutes of loud, drony sound. So if you're into that, then please stick around. Otherwise, I'll just show you what it looks like, because it's also pretty. It's pretty to look at, and pretty to sound like, I guess. So let's pull the camera around and show you the insides if I can. Yeah, again, this is for people who are interested in seeing wires and things. So a couple proto boards where I just kind of stuck components on there and then soldered them in behind. Oh yeah, and I painted it with this rubber stuff because I didn't want it to get shorted. Here's another one. And here is a PCB, the first PCB that I ever designed myself, I'm proud to say, and it works. This is the mixer. And of course there's the backs of two speakers and the backs of some knobs. But before I get into what this is all about, I will show you a simpler version to demonstrate how the controller works. Here's the controller, which is basically just a circuit board that I made myself, made of two traces. I know it looks like more traces, but it's actually sort of like a maze, so that these traces wind in and out of each other, barely touching. And you can see there's designs. I made a horse and a sphinx and a lion and a monkey. Is that a monkey? And a bunch of other things. And the word fun right there. And the word music right there. See? So these two traces act like just a short circuit, so that when I complete the circuit with my finger, it triggers a sound on my synthesizer. And it's very simple. It's just got a 9-volt battery and a knob here to control how sensitive it is, and a little jack that I can plug my synthesizer in with this golden wire. The golden wire leads up here to a little breakout board, so I can trigger it, and also I can trigger the sequencer, which has a number of different tones kind of programmed into it, so that when I touch this, look up here, look right up there, you can see that little light travels to different knobs when I touch this to short circuit that little circuit. Right? So, just to demonstrate, a little too sensitive, I think. It actually doesn't matter where I touch it on this circuit board. It always completes the circuit. And you can actually see where I've soldered the two wires together. There's, down here at the bottom. See? One wire goes up there, one wire goes in there. The golden wires. That's rather simple. Let's see if I can make it more interesting. Plug this in here. What's that all about there? And maybe give it some reverb. Now let's see. Okay, here is the same idea, but the traces are much fatter, and it's easier to see that they're not touching, but they're together. And I did this way because this makes it a little easier to kind of hover over it and not just ping it, but play it. So I have one of these attached to an oscillator and another one, and I play them together. And the oscillator is encased in this big box here, and I mess around with it with these twiddly little knobs. One of these is the volume, and there's a couple of sensitivity ones, and actually I can't remember a lot of what I did here because I built this a long time ago. But this is a speaker, and this is my specially made speaker grill, which was supposed to look sort of like a tree from the bottom. And this is another one that I made. So there's two speakers, an itty bitty one and a nice big one, comparatively. So I have two microphones that will be picking them up in stereo. This one's got a kind of a muffled sound, and this has got a very tinny sound. So it'll be interesting to listen to this. But I made this, as I said, a few years ago, and the oscillators in here are kind of tied together so that they kind of blend. This blends one oscillator with another when you play them. And I haven't turned it on yet, that's why it's not making any noise. But I will demonstrate it now.